Why is it not? Hey, save. Dark Lord. Do I think normal lab rewards will be reset? I did not see it covered in the video. I don't think they will. I think the only thing that's going to change with normal labs is that you can go in as much as you want. Hey, Disco Kono. Why is this not working? It's below 28 selected. Hey, why is it not selecting this ring? Oh, it's got speed. Burp. Is it worth it to be a returning player to Epic 7 for the Origins updates? What are the freebies? Damn, Overlord, that's a lot. I'm going to say, what was the reason you left before? Because those reasons probably still exist. Now, it is a really new hype time. Everybody's all excited about it. The story's going in a different direction, all that kind of good stuff. But they've addressed a lot of issues. They've made it a lot easier to play the game. They've gotten rid of a lot of the bloat, some of the monotony. But a lot of the other core issues are still there, but it's a step in the right direction. And as long as they keep taking these steps in the right direction, it's going to be a beautiful future. But if they just do like what they did for the Dash event for the 6th anniversary, where it was insane, it was hype, they got us all excited, and then they just sat on their asses and did nothing for 4 months, then you're going to go back to feeling the same way about the game you felt before. I think it's a really good time to come back and give it a shot, at least be a part of the hype and the excitement. Hear all about Epic 6, run into the summer events, all kind of stuff. The reason I left is RTA and the cluttered UI. Oh, well then, yeah, come back. They're fixing the cluttered AI, and they're actively taking steps to make RTA better. So if those are the only 2 reasons you left, those are the 2 things they're focusing the most on. Hey guys, a brand new microphone. Let me know, am I too loud? Am I too quiet? How's it sound? Because I can't hear what you're hearing. I think we got it set it up right, but I want to make sure I'm not blowing anybody's ears out or that I'm not a little whisperer. Sounds good? Awesome. Is a really nice microphone. I'm really happy with it. Excellent, excellent. Finally got New Moon Luna. Excellent. Congrats on winning the game, buddy. Realizing your gear is so shit you can't build her. Okay, look. New Moon Luna only has to have 2 things. Immunity and be faster than anybody on the enemy's team. And let's take a look at that real quick, right? I only did a handful of RTA fights, so oh shit, no, don't find an opponent. God damn, this game. Me and my button pushing compulsion. Let's see. Here I did have to race, right? But Luna's base speed is not that far off from Peyra's. So it wasn't that big of a deal for me on this one, but that's one where, yeah, a fast Luna paid off. Here, who's going to outspeed me? The unit I banned. If he had let me have my Luna, I could have gone first. My Luna could have been 270 speed, and I still would have gotten initiative here, right? Same thing here. He banned it, but again, who's beating my Luna if my Luna is only 260 speed? Maybe the Ray, maybe the Laya, but not terribly likely. They just never let you have the girl, do they? This one I did have to race. I got kind of lucky that I was faster. I guess, you know, I guess you can kind of see what I'm saying is you can, you don't have to be 320 speed. You don't have to be 300 speed. You have to be faster than the opponent. As long as you're faster than the opponent, Luna's speed is fine. Less about how fast you are and how fast you are in relation to your own units, and accepting the fact that sometimes, even if you have a 310 speed Luna, you're going to run into some asshole with a 315 speed opener. It's just going to happen. Can I go over what they're fixing in RTA? Yeah, sure. So, they are removing the thing where where elemental disadvantage gives you a 30% damage reduction, first of all. So that makes RGB units a little bit more valuable. Doing things like, oh, you picked Janua, well, I'm going to slam 4 ice units, get effed. That's not going to work as much anymore. That will help bring back units like Hua Young. That will help bring help bring RGB units back into the game in general by not overly penalizing them by removing the 30% damage reduction. Now, they still have the 50% chance to miss opposite element, but they can actually do damage into opposite element. They are also giving every single unit in the game, all of them, 1500 attack. Just boom, here's 1500 attack to every unit in the game. Your BBK, yeah, she has 1500 more attack. Your Galilei is 1500 more attack. They are increasing the damage that burns, bleeds, and bombs do by 50%. And remember, those things all scale off of attack. So your Summertime Assaria suddenly has 1500 more attack and does 50% more damage on bombs. Your Pirate Captain Flan, 1500 more attack, and she does 50% more damage on burns and bombs. So a lot of these units, these debuffing units, especially bleeds, where bleeds kind of maybe weren't doing it so much, now 50% more damage and 1500 more attack. Suddenly bleeds are going to do a lot more damage. They are running up defense by 500. Every unit in the game is getting free 500 defense, hopefully making defense scaling units more important, maybe breathing life back into units like Lionheart Sirmia, maybe making Abyssal Euthine a little bit more dangerous. And on top of all of that, what was the other thing that they did? They removed the RG. Oh yeah, they're also giving us access to 10 free units to use. Now, they're a little sketchy on exactly how this is going to work and what the unit stats are going to be, but they're saying, for those of you who are missing key units for playing RTA, we're going to give you 10 fully geared loner units that you can take into the fight anytime you want. My assumption is it's going to be something like this. When you go into RTA, you'll have a screen where you can set your 10 selected loner units, right? And they'll probably look something like this, right? Where you'll be able to go in and highlight the 10 units you want, and it will show you their gearing. I'm assuming the gearing will be similar to what you've got in draft mode. And you can select it and say, you know what? My Ran is only 303 speed, so I'm going to go ahead and use their loner Ran, lock him in, and then I can put my Ran's gear on other units and make other units faster. And then when you go in and fight, you'll be able to use up to 10 loner units. I am hoping everybody can select different units, right? I don't need to borrow a New Moon Luna. I've got her, but maybe you need to borrow a New Moon Luna, so you can go in and use their loner New Moon Luna, right? And this should help with the issue of people are missing key units, or they came back and missed the last units and they can't do RTA. So I'm kind of hoping that's how this works. But all they said is 10 loner units. For all we know, they could be like, here's your Chloe and Enot and Green Vildred. I'm hoping it lets everybody individually select custom tailor. It lets you swap in and out, things like that. So that's something they've touched on. We need more info on, but that's got the potential to make RTA a lot better, because it takes away the big handicap of, I can't play, I don't have Ilanov. I can't play, I don't have Peyra, by letting you use one of their 10 loner units. So that kind of evens the play field a little bit. They're also adding a new mode called Lunatic mode. And Lunatic mode is, well, for lunatics, right? There's up to 28 pre-ban or 28 bans. It's a round mode version of it, and it pretty much guarantees that RTA fights are not going to be the same fight round to round to round. They're forcing people to do that for E7 World Cup. World Cup will be in the Lunatic mode only, so you're going to see a lot of streamers focusing on it because they've got to practice and train for it, in addition to there also being normal ladder. So they are putting a lot of effort into making some changes, throwing some crap against the wall and seeing what sticks. This all goes into effect tomorrow, well, some of it goes into effect tomorrow. The changes to Frenzy, the 1500 attack, the increased damage to burns and bleeds, that all starts with preseason, which starts like midnight tonight for me, right? It starts in 12 hour, 13 hours plus an hour or two for reset. About 14 hours, all that goes into effect. The 10 loner units thing, that I believe goes into effect with the Origins update with on April 10th. So all that's happening very, very quickly. But that's the first time they've re-engaged with the Frenzy system in almost a year and a half. So it kind of shows a way that it shows in a way that they are actively working at making RTA more fun, more engaging, and better in general for the player base. So that's the biggest, most hype update I think we've gotten in a long time, because that's the most visible aspect of Epic 7. Like when people go to engage with Epic 7 content, they go to watch streamers, they go to check out videos, they tune in for streams, they're typically watching RTA. May not be your thing, but it's probably the thing you like watching. Nobody likes watching people grinding Labyrinth over and over, right? I guess some of you mad lads do, or else I wouldn't have a channel. But, yeah, so what that says to me is they are interested in keeping it fresh. And if we start to not like it, they'll change it again. And that's great, because that's been the biggest complaint about RTA, is it is so god-awful boring because it's been the same thing every day for over a year. Each season's the same, each format's the same, even the drafts are starting to all look identical. I mean, for real, right? Look at this. Right? Now, you like this draft? Does it look any different than this draft? Or any different than this draft? Or any different than this draft? They're all the same picture. So, no, I'm done with my RTA. I got my masters locked in. I can do one fight if you want. If I do more than one fight, I risk getting knocked out of masters. So yeah, that's yeah, in a live service game, you want it to be different. I played Summoner's War with support monster in RTA. I believe the support system in RTA here will be the same. Very, very likely, Mako, because most of the, or not most, but many of the devs for Epic 7 came here from Summoner's War. The gear is not good, but it will be equipped on the 10 support monsters. Yeah, I don't know. They've already got geared units in draft mode, so one would think it'd be easiest just to port it over. I mean, some of these are kind of crazy, right? Like, oh, for example, how many of your guys' Elegoses look like this? Not many, huh? Not many. Certainly not mine, and that would let me move my Elegos gear onto other units. So I'm kind of hoping they use the draft mode units, right? But we'll have to see. Fine, I will do one RTA fight for you guys, but don't ask for more than this, because man, I am not a fan. My Tori's still geared. I think my Tori's still geared. Okay, sure. One fight. What if they release Lunatic ban, but it will be implemented only to yourself? Like if you use ML Luna, your next match you won't see. I believe what they're saying is like you can't use the same. I'll have to reread it. Hang on. I gotta fight. Giant Challenger. See, I'm gonna ban this because I don't own it. I don't like fighting things I don't own. Hey, you banned my Luna, you dirty. Okay, fine. That's what I wanted to pick. Damn, he just straight up banned and took my two fastest units. Can I erase this? Erase this, or do I tank down? Mm-mm. Let's just keep him from countering. Good morning, Pro Cub. What happened? Why is Blue Kraus so popular now? He got a hell of a buff, allowing you to soul burn his horse and make it an AoE. Doesn't do as much damage as the single target, but holy crap. Yeah, Janua and Politis are pretty freaking popular, Lucas. I also couldn't risk Celine going into Janua and pissing off his Hua, so Janua had to go. Okay, let's see if my speed imprinted Hera is enough to overcome his BS. Okay, at least there's that. Vroom vroom. Coin toss, coin toss, coin toss. Oh well. Get stepped on. His team looks really annoying, and I don't have high hopes because his Poly's got a really good chance of pushing back my BBK. So tired of Mort's animation. Ouch. Man, that pushback and that slow is really harming me on BBK. At least we got some barriers. Ouch. Ouch. Jerk. I refuse to use Mort. Damn. That's a thick frickin' Hua. How much HP has that Hua got? Diane wouldn't be giving Hua all of these, I mean, she's not getting any benefit from that. Ooh, bye, Mort. Only 17k. Oh, damn. I think, oh, great, we're provoked now, too. I think we might be doomed, everybody. And now because Mort's gone, she'll counter with every single freaking hit. Oh, you know what? It's the freaking Arius on Crow. That's why we're barely doing any freaking damage. You don't have any skills ready, right? Oh, you've got all your skills ready. You think they maybe went a little too far with the buffs on DN? Maybe just a little bit. I still think Rimuru is best here. Yeah, but then I gotta play Rimuru. He burned it, so it's an AoE now, right? Lamo. Oh, come on. Look at the health on that Crow. Yep. It's been real, guys. I got the shit gapped out of me on that one. Oh, well. There you go. There's your one fight this season. I blame that match on no coffee. I blame that match on I played RTA 11 times this season. You guys got to see one of the 2-3 fights I've lost this season, I think. How many did I lose this season? 3. But I'm not going to play again. Today is the sweatiest day to play. All of the people that are climbing to champs are playing today. If you waited till today to get masters, God have mercy on your soul. One more question. Will the story be voiced? It sounds like a lot more of the story is going to be voiced, but I don't know how much. I doubt it'll be 100%. That's a pretty big expense and a pretty big expectation, especially to bring voice actors back. Yeah, wait till tomorrow. That's the best way to go. So, I got guests coming over in about an hour and a half, guys. So when the doorbell goes off, I stole my doorbell and brought it down here. When this goes off, I'm going to have to end stream very abruptly and go greet my guests, just so you know. Probably won't even have time to raid a channel. We'll just dip in, dip out. So sorry I missed a bunch of your guys' questions before. Please ask them again, because I've got the attention span of a goldfish and I hate scrolling. So, by the way, watching your VODs, I noticed that you don't have 100% reputation in unrecorded history. Is there a reason for it? And what? 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 Where does it show that? Next to read. Next to read. Reputation. Huh. Okay, sure. Let's go do it real quick. That's hilarious. Do I think Laya will be available in the upcoming selector? I've got it in my head that you have to have not had a banner within the past 6 months. One guy argued with me very aggressively on that, so we'll see. I think it would be shitty to say, here's a selector right after you spent tons of money whaling for a unit. I suspect they'll put the 6-month limiter on the selector as well, which would exclude Laya, but I think in the past, the 6-month limiter has only really been applied to MLs, but I don't know. I guess we will have to see. I think it would be poor form to have her on the banner. I know everybody wants her on there, but I think it'd be poor form for the people who've spent on that banner. Damn, I really need her artifact. Yeah, I know, Ben. I know. Maybe she'll be there. We'll have to see. If she is on there, man, I'm gonna be really tossed up between getting more Sweet Miracles or getting more Wind Riders. It's gonna be a tough call for me. Hey Tristen, what's your Golem and Banshee teams? I only do those on quick battle, so my Golem team is, you know, basically just one man, you know, one unit and 3 friendship units. I think I use Schneal on that, but Child works good too. I'll have to check, see what my Golem team is. We'll take a look here. Could I do an upgraded version of Abyss Floors? I'm stuck at 103. Have you checked out I'm Sue's videos? He did a really, really good RTA series, or what do you call it? Abyss series. There we go. Reputation complete. When's arena end? If you go into RTA, it'll tell you right here in the corners, 12 hours and 31 minutes of RTA left in the season. So yeah, it's ending in about 12 hours. If that's today for you, then yep, it's ending today. I hadn't planned on redoing the Abyss videos anytime soon because Sue did such a good job on it. If you damn screen. You go over to Google and just type in Abyss 103 TSU. First link on here, Abyss Floor Beginner's Guide. He beats it with like low-end units and low-end gear pretty consistently. And he does this with all the floors all the way to Abyss 120 using all free-to-play units, nothing limited, nothing ML5. He even tries to avoid 5 stars wherever he can. You know, like he uses Tam because she's free. But here is a link to that video specifically. See if it helps you out. Yeah, and make sure you, when you comment, you ask, you say things like, "This is great, but what if I don't have Commander Lorena?" Really gets under his skin when people say, "What if I don't have Commander Lorena?" Is 30k enough for a 3F counter Bellion? Yeah. Yeah. Dude, this the Bellion? No. That's not her. That's not her. I went with no crit at all. Right, I went with no crit so I could just run her HP all the way up. But if you want to put some crit on her so you do a little extra damage, or if you want to give her some speed so she cycles more often, sure. But she doesn't need, I mean, you know, 3F is going to spam damage based off of crit, but you could run the speed up, or you could add some actual damage to her, or you could give some more effectiveness to her to make her more debilitating. Just depends what you want to balance it out. But 30k, yeah, it should be fine for a counter 3F Bellion. You really want to be that villain. Hello, new player here. I got lucky to get Abyssal Euthine. Is she really good? Yes. Yes, she is very, very good. In RTA right now, she is one of the most important linchpin units for stopping people who are trying to CR manipulate their team, you know, push their team ahead of yours so they can cut line and take first turn. She stops that stuff. She's not the easiest unit to build. First things first, make sure she has 2,000 defense. Once she's got 2,000 defense, you can work on everything else. But without 2,000 defense, her kit doesn't work. Understand? But yeah, you'll find some uses for her there. She's really good in Guild War. She doesn't have a ton of PvE usages, but you've got a really good future-proof hero. Somebody who you will be using for a long time. Hello, Tristen. New player here. I do not. Sorry, damn screen jumped on me. I have New Moon Luna, and I do not gear her up until the point where I do Arena, Guild Wars, or do I build her now? She doesn't really have a PvE use. She's a Guild War RTA Arena unit. That's pretty much the only places you're going to use her. Guild War RTA and Arena. So you can kind of let her sit in your lobby and look sexy until then, because you're not going to use her to farm story, do Abyss, climb through labyrinths. She doesn't do any of that kind of stuff, only where you're fighting other heroes. My build on Luna. Luna is, in theory, simple to build. In practicality, difficult to build. Luna, you want two things, and only two things. You want her to be on an immunity set. She absolutely has to have immunity. If she doesn't have immunity, you're just going to run into problems with using her, right? And other than, once you've got immunity on her, just focus on speed and health, right? I would say 90% of your focus on speed, 10% of your focus on health. No other stats really matter. Her damage scales based on her health, so that'll help her do more damage, more pop damage. And speed lets her, you know, go and take turns. And you want, her kit is so debilitating, you want her to cycle very, very, very quickly. I mean, you can put a little effectiveness on her, I guess, but it's really not necessary. All you're shooting for with the defense, or with the effectiveness, is a defense break. And that's kind of a little bonus effect, and she's going to defense break the people that she's going to defense break. Politis, you do want some effectiveness on. I think you want at least 100 effectiveness on her, if not more. A lot of people are, I've seen some absolute freaking villains running Politis on this artifact just so that her very first attack, she gets a huge burst of effectiveness. Effectiveness Politis are nasty. You get a good amount of effectiveness on her. She can pull the immortality off of BBKs, kind of things like that. Why did I plus 15 her? Oh, Luna? Because it's Luna. Here's the thing, guys. If you're using a unit all the time, I mean, all the time, an extra 15% damage on an S1 skill can kill something it otherwise wouldn't. So when I find I use a unit every single day, they kind of earn the Mola from me. But if your Mola starved, you be a little bit more careful with your Mola. But when you're sitting on a ton of Mola, you've got most of your units built up because you've been playing for 5 or 6 years. You know, so I did the same thing with Elfelt. I was using Elfelt every single day back in the single target cleave days. And I S1'd a unit and it lived with 100 health. How many times have you hit a unit and it's lived with like a sliver of health? Kind of like that Crow lived with a sliver of health. So I plus 15'd her S1 skill, and that extra 20% damage would have been enough to kill that person. So, you know, sometimes when I find a unit is a keystone linchpin unit to my competitive gameplay, I just go for broke on it. But yeah, there are other units that are definitely more worthy of being plus 15 before her, but that's the reason why. Just because I use her all the damn time. Do I have an HP ring on Luna? Here, I'll just show you my... There's the gear. Not my fastest gear, but it gave her the most HP. I could run her speed up significantly, but I take her down to like 11k health because I lose the ring in the neck. And I just didn't want to do that. Mind showing my expo teams? Sure. We can do that. Blooming Snag Lich. Same teams it's always been, the loser squad, right? You got Fire Cecilia. Dozen different artifacts that would be better on her, but I just put this on her. Try to keep her speed above, I'd say 220. You want her to cycle her skills because her S3 skill is immunity, and that keeps the point. Anybody struggling with surviving Blooming Snag Lich probably doesn't have enough speed on their Cecilia, and they're getting poisoned to death, and Bloodstone can't keep up with the poison spamming. So you run a fast Cecilia. Don't worry about anything else. I mean, look at her freaking 12k HP. It doesn't really matter. The 2200 defense is just because she wound up with a defense ring and a defense neck. You don't have to stack those, right? Just build her with 85% effectiveness so she can stick her debuffs and run her fast. That's really the only things that matter. If you don't have Fire Cecilia, you can use Ross, you can use Lilius. Neither of them work as good as Cecilia. Mercedes, everybody's got her. Just run her fast, give her a lot of damage. Destro set would be better, but she's just on counter, and that's the way I'm leaving her. Bomb model Kana, free connection unit, has to be on Bloodstone. If you don't own Bloodstone, you just swap Kana out for Mascot Hazel and run the exact same team. Mascot Hazel works just fine. Kana's just faster. And Ballin Cezanne, he's our defense breaker and damage dealer. If you don't have Ballin Cezanne, you can run Fire Tenebria. She works fine too. And that's it. Everybody's skills are on. You press auto and go. Easy peasy. Do you have any idea how many days one needs to be away to be considered a returning player? 30 days. 30 days, but you can only be a returning player once per year. So if you quit in February and then start back up in you know, say April, you're a returning player. But then if you quit again in May and start up again in September, you won't be considered a returning player because it only lets you do the returning player thing once per calendar year. Resets every January. But yeah, it is only 30 days. 30 like days to the minute. It actually has a timer like RTA. Is there a reason to do hunts when Rift exists? Hunts drop way more Reforge mats than Rift and let you target a specific Reforge mat. Hunts drop potentially drop bookmarks. You know, and a few other things, Skystones, a few other things that Rift doesn't drop. Although that's a rare drop, some people like farming it to get their bookmarks. And hunts are fast. Hunts are fast. If you're sitting on like 1,000 leafs or 10,000 stamina and you need to burn through it quick before a buff event goes away, although you will get more bang for your buck out of rifts, you're talking about a week and a half worth of farming rifts or a couple of days farming hunts. Also quick battle. You get daily quick battles, pump them into hunts, get some stuff out of it. You can't quick battle rift. Those are about the only reason. Yeah, mystics as well as bookmarks. That's about the only reason. The gear is better. The gold is better. Technically, you get... It seems like you get more bookmarks, or sorry, it seems like you get more Reforged mats from Rift, except hunts have that chance of a 50 drop on Reforged mats, and that's what makes hunts better for Reforged mats. Kawazu for balances on. True, you could run Fire Kawazu. Can you see my Rift pet? Sure. Crafting system needs some changes. The RNG is way too much. I rant a bit about that in my most recent video. They make the crafting system easy to use and don't address the core issues with the crafting system. The cost, how mod gems work. Awful. Do you think Victoria would be good on Lich? I'll have to go reread her kit. She's definitely a PvE unit, though. So you can see, like, my team is not taking any damage. I've got no healer, just the Bloodstone on Kana, and it's still keeping up just fine. And the reason it's keeping up just fine is I'm not letting the Lich poison me. And I'm not letting the Lich poison me by running a fast Cecilia. Now, if you don't have a Cecilia that's as fast as mine, you can cheat by putting Prophetic Candlestick on Cecilia. The number of hits will cycle her turns, effectively making like a 190 speed Cecilia into a 240 speed Cecilia with how often you'll get reset on the Candlestick. So you can kind of go the Candlestick route if you want to be safe. But you see how I got immunity on everybody, and right here the boss is going to do his big attack, and you see all the immunities everywhere. Everybody would be stacked full of poisons now if not for the immunities. So you want a fast Cecilia or a Candlestick Cecilia. Any hope for New Crow? New Crow looks great. New Crow's definitely a PvP unit. Oh, is Victoria's big hit single target? Yeah, single target attacks don't work. That's what's so great about this team. There's no single target attacks here except for Cecilia's S1. And though it's a single target, it's also a defense break. Asked for a light expo team. This is what I'm running. Now, sorry. This is still the best team. Now, I tried using our girl Fene in place of Sirmia, and it worked great until it didn't. There's only one problem. Fene hits way harder than Sirmia and is way more consistent, except in the Morai fight, all your passives are sealed, and Fene has got a crippling passive to have sealed. 30% crit chance. Get sealed. That means my girl is sitting here at... Oops, wrong Fene. That means my girl here is sitting at 70% crit chance. So when she crits, she does a lot more damage than Sirmia. When she doesn't crit, the runs don't go as well. Now, you can try to compensate for it, but 30% crit is a lot to make up for. You're going to have to overstat her. You have to build her, overcap her on crit here. There are no Soul Weaver artifacts that just dump crit onto you. Even if you put Midnight Bloom and Pizza Delivery on 2 units, that's still 4 crit chance short. There's just no real way to make her consistent in this. I tried running a couple different combos. I tried running her and Sirmia. I tried running her with a crit artifact and just accepting that she's going to miss crit once in a while. I just couldn't stabilize it. So right now, her own artifact is still not enough crit though, dude. Look at it. Her own artifact is only 13% more crit. And that's at plus 18. Not a lot of people have this thing at plus 30. And even that, I'm still short. You know, this is what, 15% at max, 16% at max. I'm still short 14% crit. I'd have to max this artifact, and I would have to run. Plus, when I put this artifact on her, I lose all my damage. I mean, it does injuries, which don't matter. You can't injure a PvE unit, so I lose all of my artifact damage, once again bringing Sirmia back to the front. So, I don't know. I'm still wrestling with finding a better team. I really, really want to find a way to get away from Cerise. But here's the thing. Having 2 units that strip and 2 units that apply buff block is really critical to this. And right now, the only units I can find that strip and do buff block, you know, not really going to bring a lot to the fight. The only other one that I found that I really, really like is, where is she? Is Asaria. And building a DPS battle Asaria is brutal. So you can do this with Asaria, but you've got to make sure that Asaria is a DPS build because she self-heals by doing damage. Cerise can get away with not being a DPS build, although I made her one to make her more stable. She can get away with not being a DPS build because her S2 gives her a gold shield, and that helps her survive a round of damage so that she can kind of double tap and heal herself up. Anyway, this is my Pain Pursuer team. And this is I was getting ready to put up a video a couple of days ago on this, but I'm trying to find an alternative, find a better team. You see the gold shield on Cerise there, that'll help protect her a little bit. You tried Soul Bag over Cerise, it did not work out well. Yeah, because his passives are sealed. If you can't maintain that buff block, the Pain Pursuer just keeps giving himself a defense buff. Soul's a real unit for Golem. That's pretty much it. Soul used to be a badass unit, guys. He was like God's gift to PvE when he first came out, but that was 5 years ago. Cerise is one of those units that I think everybody has, because whenever there's a custom group summon, people always go for Guiding Light, and by the time you're into your second or third custom group summon, it's kind of impossible to not have more Cerises than you can shake a stick at chasing Guiding Lights, right? She's the least limited of the limited units. And that's the other thing about Asaria is Cerise will dual attack, Asaria won't. So there's just so many things that are better about her. I keep waiting for a ranger that can replace her in this comp. You never got her and you have Guiding Light. I really want to find a solution that doesn't involve Cerise. I could put Fene in Cerise's spot. It does great damage. It doesn't full clear reliably. Like, even with God gear, it doesn't full clear reliably. But I guess for those of you who don't have Cerise, just put Fene in that spot. It won't go as well, but you'll still do a lot of damage. Enough that somebody else should come along and clean it up. See, he'd have a defense buff there if I didn't drop that buff block. I used Dizzy and Soul a ton back in the... Oh, I still use Dizzy. I love that I found a use for Dizzy again. Makes me happy. Yeah, Dizzy... Man, guys, you remember the Dizzy Arena meta? God, that was awful. It was so awful. Abyssal Crown meta. Hello, I am currently at account rank 41, and I was wondering if you have any tips on how to level up faster. I'm aiming at reaching Reforge before reset of the adventurous path. Thanks in advance. I assume what you mean is ranking up. Oh, shoot. Hang on, guys. Home office is calling. I'm sure this is important. Hey guys, sorry about that. Oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? Don't remind me about the Dizzy meta. You can use Wanderer Silk instead of Cerise, like in your old videos. I'll give it a try, Jimmy. I forgot I did that. We're still missing the buff block. What is the artifact of Sirmia? A variety of options for Sirmia. Having this consistently clear depends a lot on how often Sirmia's #1 EE procs. I've got... Oh, you know what? You know, having an artifact... Sirmia's artifact matters so little. Obviously, you can do it without an artifact.
Oh no, you increase TTS.
Yeah, the TTS was starting to get a little bit too invasive. Anyone know the song? You're probably talking about the Witcher song, right? This one? It's a good song. Hope we can put the Harsetti meta in the past some days. It's already going downhill. It's already going downhill a lot. She'll always have a place. She's stupid strong, but it won't be as oppressive as it was, right? That's why a couple of people called me crazy for not putting Harsetti in the S tier. I'm like, look how prevalent Harsetti is now compared to 4 months ago. Think about how prevalent she'll be between now and 4 months from now. She's on a serious decline. A lot of things are coming out to counter her, and I didn't want to recommend that people throw away a pity on a unit that is on the decline when was the last ML5 unit that didn't change the meta other than Suck You? I mean, Smilegate loves pumping out insane ML5s, and you think Arya's not going to be busted as hell? Busted. I meant to say busted. Do you think that Arunka is not going to destroy things? Do you think ML Ras is going to be a pushover? There's a lot coming up, and I just didn't want to encourage people to... That's why I only did 2 tiers. I took some heat from that, too. I'm just saying these are the only 5 units worth getting, because I think they are. I think anything else is just not worth chasing. Anyway, my girlfriend Harsetti. She tell your girlfriend's awful, Prince. Just letting you know. We all like you. We just think your girlfriend's a bitch. I was able to revamp my Wyvern team from the suggested to all Goblin gear and went from like 90 to 100% completion. I didn't expect it since the mats are so cheap. Anyway, so yeah, what artifact should we put on Sirmia to make her better? Well, in an ideal situation, you can... you know what? There's a word where you can put her on Tachi and turn her skills off and say, screw the non-attack skill. Oh, no, wait. You can't use Tachi in this because you're permanently debuffed. Never mind. Tachi will not work for you. Border Coin is a really good option because she will do a couple of non-attack skills. So towards the end of the fight, she'll be doing a lot of damage, but she's not super fast, so it's going to take a while for this to spool up. Sigurd's Scythe, not that big of a deal. She doesn't get hurt that often, although the 20% attack is nice. Vict Flag is okay, but you probably have it on Fene. I think it's probably just going to be Our Beautiful Seasons or Strawberry Cake. And if you don't have one of those, any damage-dealing artifact you can whip out. Exorcist Tonful, Portrait, her own artifact, Border Coin, Draco Plate, Little Queen's Huge Crown. Yeah, I know there's never a barrier, but it's still 14% damage boost. What is that Euthine one? Not Uberus, the Euthine one. It looks like Uberus, but it's not. That one, Merciless Glutton. There's a couple of different options. Anything that just does damage. And just as much damage as you can squeeze on Mascot Hazel, and she needs at least, well, 35% crit chance is ideal, right? She gives herself 50. Doesn't need to be on rage set, doesn't need to be on pen set, but, you know, the more damage out of her, the better. She actually can hit harder than Sirmia because of the rage set and the Caladra. Cerise doesn't really need gear. She just needs the effectiveness. Effectiveness and enough speed to take some turns. Song of Stars is ideal. And Brieg, it's a standard Brieg. Now, the one expedition that has changed is Fire Expedition. In this one, Tamarin has lost her job to Fene. Now, you can still run Tam here. It's still 100% full clear. Don't mess with perfection. But we already heard this. But if you've got a Fene built, just take Tam out, put Fene in, run the exact same team. It's glorious. Now, one change in this is I did turn Camilla's skills on, and the reason is without Tam, I no longer have a defense break, or sorry, an attack buffer. So I went ahead and turned Camilla's skills on so she could give Lorena an attack buff. This Fene is on Victorious Flag, but any artifact works on Fene. Whatever you're running. This is my DPS RTA Fene. I'm sorry, this is my DPS PvE Fene, not my RTA Fene, but the RTA Fene would work just fine. If you don't have Lorena or you don't have Camilla, you can put Luna or just any other good damage dealers in their places. You can also squeeze Tam back on the team. The reality is Fene and Brieg can two-man this. The other people are there just to make it faster. Ranking up. How to rank up faster. Man, it's been 6 years since I did ranking up. I can't even remember what triggers it. Is it story completion? Is it XP? Man, isn't that sad? It's been so long. I can't remember. What triggers ranking up, guys? Give me a little help. Anybody know? Ada, can you tell me? I mean, you should just be focusing on, yeah, I think it is just playing. I think you should just be focusing on what the adventurous path tells you to do next. And to make it faster, you should jump into my Discord, go into general chat and say, hey, any pipe swinging, overgeared motherfuckers want to help a guy out, and just, you can delete me later, but make me a friend unit so that I can use your overpowered stuff so that I can clear content faster and get this done before the 10th. So, here's a link to my Discord. You can also scan that QR code in the corner. Jump into my Discord. Just go into the general chat and say, relatively new player here, desperately needs to rank up fast, don't have time to spend 15 minutes on each stage and re-gear my units. Can you please make me your friend so that I can use your stuff to carry me through, and then just go out and murder with it. Once you've used up all your stamina, make sure you focus on, you know, completion, things that will help you rank up that don't use stamina, right? Going into Labyrinth. I know I said don't do Labyrinth till after the 10th. If you need to do Labyrinth to rank up, if you need to do Labyrinth to clear path, go into Labyrinth. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's just a little bit of currency. Do the Labyrinth. Climb in the abyss as far as you can. Use your arena tokens, even if it's on NPC fights. Do all the stuff that doesn't cost stamina while your stamina's regenerating, then go back in and do more. Lorena is good and free. Why would you want to replace? Because some Nimrod always posts, what if I don't have Commander Lorena? It's almost a meme, Prince. I think it's annoying that spends energy and stamina. I know it's like they almost are trying to sell packs that give you more energy and stamina. Those greedy bastards. Yeah, I don't know. Some people say the whole stamina system is very like pre-pandemic and that modern games don't do it, but it seems to kind of be one of the defining aspects of gacha style games is a stamina roadblock to encourage you to buy leaf packs and things like that. I can, but really, unless I can cook up something better for Light Expo, the only thing that's different is using Fene in place of Tamarin for your Fire Expo, and all that does is speed it up by about 10 seconds. And that's it. And now that everybody has Tamarin, it's kind of hard to say use a limited unit instead of this free one. Well, I guess Fene's not limited. Keep forgetting that she's not limited. But you know, you use this 5-star gotcha unit when you could use this free one instead. But yeah, Fene is a little bit more stable too. I guess Tam, you do have to build tanky enough to not just die. It's the same thing with Wukong, right? It's because she was a Rift unit. So she feels limited. It's because she was a Rift unit, and everyone's like, you've got to pull her now, because if you don't pull her, you can't use her in Rift. It's because the only way you'll be able to use her in Rift is you have to buy the $10 special permission to pull for Fene banner, because by the time she goes into the story summons, so you can summon her and use her on Rift, there'll only be about like 10 days of Rift left. Is Rift Fene fine or built different Fene? Dude, I got 2 Fenes. This is my Rift Fene. She's a thermonuclear rage torrent Fene. But I can take this Fene out and I can put in this Fene. This Fene has nothing to do with PvE. She's an injury Fene, and you can't injure PvE. On an injury artifact, you can't injure PvE. She doesn't even have... Well, I guess she's 100% crit, because we are hitting fire. Her damage numbers are really, really low, and she'll still work just fine. I think if you run a Fene that's this nerfed down for PvE, though, you'll probably find Tam will be a faster clear for you, but every once in a while, the stupid boss will jump and one-shot your Tam if it's not a really good Tam, so I think Fene's an easier build for this. But much like this Fene also clears Rift, the other Fene does it faster. and much like in Rift, the other Fene will clear this faster, but this should clear. The other nice thing about this is you don't need Benny Mars Tachi. You guys noticed that, right? My Camilla is using her S2 to give everybody attack buff. I'm not sure if she's on Tachi or not, but she doesn't need it because she does this, and that attack buffs Lorena. Hey, Red. Fun stream yesterday, man. Looking forward to the next one. I'm doing fine on Rip without Fene, Elena, Alexa, Chloe, Angelica. Are you doing doing a 1 clear Valestra or 2? I thought about doing a how to 1-turn Rift without Fene, but I just hadn't quite got there yet. 2 clear? Yeah, I'm not sure it can be a 1 clear without stupid level gear, but I haven't even tried it. But 2 clear is fine. 2 clear is still very, very viable. I don't have Benny Mars Tachi, so this is perfect for me. Right. There you go. Ow! What's up, Spatial? I hope they release Tachi like they're doing with Rocket Punch. I think they will. I think they will. Genazod coming back to E7? Is he? Is he coming back, or is he just here to check things out and see how things are going to be different? I'd be interested to see. One day is still one day. Do you think they will reset exploration rewards from the Labyrinth stages? I think it's unlikely, but possible. I use Sinful Angelica Keen you gave me for Fire Expo. Sinful Angelica works well. You just have to gear her in a way that's not normal for Sinful Angelicas. But if you put that together, if you got a spare Sinji, that works great too. it's not uncommon for big changes like this to involve resets. Sometimes it's actually easier on the devs to load it as a whole new thing, even though it's kind of a rerun, which effectively is a reset for all of us. But I can't guarantee it. I asked them that, and at least they were honest with me. He said, I will ask the home office, but I doubt I'll get an answer before he comes out. Oh no, my Camilla took a dirt nap. My Fene is doing so little damage, her heals aren't strong enough to keep my poor Camilla alive. It's kind of sad. I think it's still going to full clear, though. Oh yeah, it easily full clears, even without Camilla. There you go, with an injury Fene on a crappy artifact doing minimal healing. Still a full clear. Just a whole lot slower than a damage Fene. Let me change this back before I forget. Did you guys know about this? So many people don't know about this. If you're trying to find your Commander Arena, just click search and type in LOR. And there she is. Boop. If you've got multiple Bellions, you can type Bell and pull Bellion right up and figure out which one's the one you want to use. I love this in RTA. I started using this. It changed my life in RTA when I was looking for units. And the other nice thing is you can preload it in RTA because when you search, it remembers the last like 8 things that you searched for. So if you search your favorite heroes in here in a mock battle, then you can go into your real RTA fight and you're like, okay, well, I drafted my openers. This is the point where I usually draft Fene. There's Fene. It saves so much time. It's really not, and it's nice to put, nice when you're like, crap, who do I pick now? You can click the search button and go, oh yeah, I used this last time. It worked great. I'll go ahead and use her and put her in. It's just a nice tool for RTA that a lot of people aren't using. Search Tori. Tori. I only have one Tori, guys. There's my Tori. She needs Wind Rider. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Have a search for Tori and then search for Luna. And that way, when you get into RTA, you can click search. You can click search, and right there's your options. Anyway, it's a nice little quality of life. It sure beats going, shit, where is she? The amount of time I see people going, crap, where's Ilanov? And they could just click search IL and found their Ilanovs here instead of going, oh, there she is, and it's the wrong one. Yeah, crap, I need a unit. Timer's about to end. Search button. Anyway, those are my current expedition teams, and until I find something better for the Moroi. If I find something better for the Moroi, I'm not, there's got to be a better answer. Oh, nice. A Blue Ribbon Asian Guild. This is going to feel great. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Ugh. Oh, well. Let's go get our points, I guess. What do we got here? Okay, we'll cleave Team 2, and Team 1 will just plan all over it. Cleave Team 2. Team 1, we can Valencia. The Brat. Elvira. Who needs gear? That'll do, pig. That'll do. You're still geared, right? Yep. Right. Why are you on proof? That is not what you're supposed to be on. In Guild Wars, sometimes you are a bug into a windshield. Sometimes you are the windshield. I don't know. This is this should be fine. Unless that's like the world's fastest payro, this should be fine. By the way, still missing. By the way, I missed 4, 20%, still 1. Also, proof Euthine is so trash. I'm gonna go with the defense buff just in case Mort stuns everybody or fears everybody, so that I can at least have a little bit of defense while I'm sitting here getting beat on. Defense break, please. Thank you. Oh, never mind. Child. I'm scared. Everybody's scared. Don't you kill her. Oh my god. No. Oh, yeah. Everyone's drawn to the blue unit. That's good. That's good. Yep. Keep hitting the blue unit. Great. You come out of here. If he counters, I will die. I'm still going to risk it. Need to get his HP down big time. Love it. Fine, you can keep hitting her. Will this trigger no bullying? Nope, still 1 away. Kill. Oh, wait, it won't kill because my Valencia is taking a nap. Good job, Valencia. Don't die, Valencia. Valencia survives this. We're okay. God damn it. Okay, maybe I should have put proof on my Valencia. I need to rebuild my Valencia. She is too squishy for these kind of jobs. Damn it. That stun, that freaking Abyssal stun ruined me. Lame. Yeah, it's probably why I put proof on Valencia last time. Probably this happened and I said, F it, I'm going to put a proof on her. Oh my god. I just got outsped. Friggin' Blue Ribbon Asia Guild. Oh my god. Turn me over, I'm done. Freaking villains out there. I'm gonna have to use my backup Luna now. Man, we haven't even opened this tower yet. Favorite character to use or favorite character because I just really, really like them? Sirmia in any iteration is my favorite character. Because redheads. Favorite character to use, though? Probably Ludwig. Because I'm a dirty cleaver. Okay. Backup Luna time. And this bullshit up here. Once we kill this, there's really not a lot of danger left. So let's DPS ZO into Super Giga Nuclear Plan. And to right now my top speed's 307 because I'm spread around. I can get up to 322 on a ran if I really push it, but it like shits on all of my speed. I'd rather have like 4 or 5 units that are above 305 than have one unit that's in the 320s and everyone else is 290 something. I could go Rowana, but I'm going to eat a random hit from her. But will that matter? You can't one-shot plan, right? And my CPP is 304. Not terrible. Not exciting. Like, what if I do this, right? If I do this, he'll go first, push her up. That will trigger her, so she'll go second. And finish this off and then damage these. I kind of like this. We'll try this. Rand needs not just speed, but DPS on too. Rand doesn't need any gear because Rand's not a real unit right now. Pow, pow, pow. And this should do enough damage that Rowana should kill. This is a 6k attack Rowana. Surely this kills. Nice. Freaking Abyssal Crown. Oh my freaking god. Like chopping a tree down there, isn't it, C. Polly? You don't want to know how many hours I've got in E7, Felipe. I've yet to see anybody with as many hours in this game as I have. My God, if she kills my flan, I'm going to lose my shit. $24 HP. I've got 24 HP on my flan. Poof. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. This team more reasonable. This team we win. Spear doesn't matter. Spear can't outcut Frida. If he had ass flan, then Spear could outcut Frida. Just in case you're on an evasion artifact, let's hit you. You are not on an invasion artifact, or at least not one that matters. We'll hit you. In case you're tanky, you are not tanky. Goodbye. Oof. Babysitter Luna is amazing. Oh, let me see if I can show you that. I think I got them here, right? Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, for those of you wanting to know what your hours in Epic 7 are, if you really want to see how much time you've wasted, how bad things are, go to your Stove client, or you can, if you're not on the PC client, you can just go sign into Stove in game, right? And take precautions when you do this. Go up and click your name in the corner, and then click on your name again. This is why you take precautions, so you don't get flashbanged to death. And it'll take you to this page, right? And then you can go down here to where it says recently played games, hover over it, and you can see how many hours you've played. Looks like in the past 24 hours, I have hit 38,000 hours. How many years is 38,006 hours? 4.3 years of 24/7 365 gameplay. Anybody got more than 38,000 hours in this game? God, I need to go outside. Oh, interesting. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna risk it. But if she's on the spear, she could cut me here, depending on how fast my Freed is in relation to her. This is gonna be nice. And this is... Oh, man, Alencia would have been so good. Alencia and the Child would have been great here. Okay, back up Zeo. Bam, bam, this is dead. Bam, bam, this is dead. Then what? Then he comes back. I gotta deal with this bullshit. Unless I use Stingy. She resists, cleanses, and her existence makes Holy Sack not work, and I just gotta deal with these two nerds. Yeah, this feels good. I started playing after Seaside Bologna's release. Oh, wait, the freaking Arius. I can't bop Crow. He'll fear my Sinji right through her maximum, but I'm not going to be able to kill the freaking Crow. Or for the Mort. Oh, mistakes were made, guys. I don't have the horsepower for this. Especially with that barrier in place, there's no way my flank can kill that. I guess we're going into Crow. God, we didn't even scratch him, guys. We should have just killed Harsetti. As well. $28,500. Catching up on me. Could have killed her if I had hit her right out of the gate. Mistakes were made. Just need a bunch of 15% here if I could. No, just everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. This whole team was a mistake. This was a bad idea. Stupid idea. I don't know why you guys talked me into that. Surely it was somebody's fault. Can't be mine. Depending on how high that spear is leveled, interesting. If that's a max level spear, I think we're cooked. Oh, there's nothing to level. Oh, it's always 10. I think we might still be okay. She'll be so close, she'll still be able to S3 and get Ludwig up. He's not going to push this up enough or this up enough. We're still fine. His other units are too slow. Oh, never mind. We just cut. We just freaking hard cut. You are probably on Holy Sack, so let's take you out. Oh, beefy girl, huh? Hit you again. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. Yeah, you can't use potions to upgrade arties. It's not time for Pool Floaty of Death. If you could, then the play would be getting like plus 15 on everything and bottling them up. Everyone say bye, Euthine. 30k damage. Man, that was a bad, sorry run. We were getting our asses handed to us. Holy shit. To be fair, we've barely used a third of our guild's tokens. We'll probably get to like 8 or 9,000, but they're probably going to get 12 or 13,000, if not full wipe us. Wait. Did I get any defenses at all? Let me look. One. I got one. Ugh. Smells like burning wolf in here. My guild just lost to that guild. Freaking Asia. Yeah, Guild Wars is a lot less easy to swim in the higher ranks. It's okay, guys. It's Guild Wars. I ain't losing sleep over it. Win or lose, it's still the exact same amount of it's not true. If you win, you get 1 to 5 more one or 2 to 10 more mystics, depending on your multiplier. 2 to 10 more mystics. That's it. That's all you get. A maximum of 10 more mystics. That's the difference between a win and a loss. Just focus on your own personal abilities. A lot of people are going ham because they want to be in that tournament, right? They want to be in the top ranks so they can be in the tourney. Guys, any minute now, my guests will be here, and we're going to have to pop out pretty quickly. So just letting you know that it'll be sudden and violent with no raids. If you soulburn S3 Luna against AU Fiend and seal her pat. Thank you, Yano. I was trying to figure out why I got past that spear purification. Her CR push was off, and that's why it always works. Always works. Speaking of always works, let's murder this team. Oh wait, let's make my Luna great again. Here. Expensive, but it's always good to have a backup Luna. Jenna finally checked out the E6 origin stuff. He sounds hyped. Good. He hasn't liked E7 in a long time, so I hope it gives him reason to be excited about it. In spite of my kind of doomer tone in the fucking hell. If I hit her with this and she counters, she full heals. If I just S3, she should die. Right? Because this penetrates. I think we risk it. I'm pretty sure this kills her. And I don't want him coming back to life this close to the bottom of the bar. I think I can cut around. Let's just kill the child. Oh my god. Luna can kill the child. I'm going to have to deal with this guy, so let's get a barrier up. And this should kill the child. And burn, so we get an extra turn. He comes back. And he's dead. Nice. He streamed E7 today. Was pretty satisfied with the update. Good, 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 good. Oh, this is interesting. Do we give a shit about Zeo here? I don't think we do. I think we give like 0 fucks about Zeo. This is why you have to have immunity on your Luna. Because you have immunity on Luna, this Zeo can't do anything to her. Mort plus Landy? It's fine. Mort is most likely to be on Holy Sack, so we'll take him out first. Bye, Mort. Mature sunglasses. We can now ignore Mort and shift over to Landy. Okay, we eat a hit. That's okay. We have skill null, and now everything's dead. Okay, she counters. We have skill null. Ludwig too good. Poof. Just in case you're on Holy Sack, why don't you take a trip to the back of the line? Cool floaty of death. Wasn't on Holy Sack. Would have been fine either way. You see my Frida and Silk? There they are. Just kidding. This is my Frida. She is faster than she needs to be. What you want to do with your Frida is you want to take your fastest unit, divide it by 1.2, and then factor a little fudge factor in for speed RNG. So like my Luna's 307, right? So 307 divided by 1.02 is like 255 times 105 to cover me for speed RNG is like 268. So anything 270 and above would be fine for my Frida. That would always let her cut to a 307 pole position. I'm not sure I would go down as low as 270 because sometimes I like to use Frida without Luna or with a different opener. So 280 I think is a safe speed range for her. 288's a little overkill, but that's just how the gear landed. So you really want to tune Frida with your units. Having a 300 speed Frida and a 304 speed as your next highest speed unit, you're wasting a ton of gear on your Frida. She'll cut way past where your opener is, and your bridge unit should only push up to where your opener was. You kind of get in the system here. She gets a 20% push, so whatever this is, plus 20% times 1.2, and then subtract out 5% for speed RNG. That's kind of where you want her speed minimum range to be. Anything above that's fine. And my Silk, let me see, is this the PvP one? Yeah. And my Silk, I just love having her on Sasha Ethanes because you get some kills and it's serious CR manipulation. Make sure the enemy never gets to take turns. And with Ludwig on the team, I get lots of turns. You want a lot of effectiveness on her so that she can push back things. Some people run Silk at opener level speeds because they like opening with Silk. Again, I think it's not necessary, especially with Frida. She's going to CR push her up. She will get a turn. And I don't want to run her so fast that there's a chance that she'll go before Ludwig. I want Ludwig to kill everything, and then for her to be on cleanup crew so she can S2 for the dual attack, or she can S3 to shove somebody to the back of the line. I think Silk is incredibly underrated as a third seat. I see people run this team all the time with like Watcher Shuri. Silk too good. Silk way too good, especially with Ethanes. You mean like this ML Para Spear of Purifications? How about this team? Yeah, Sanka, that it's locked in. We are good to go. I didn't see if it was Spear of Purification, but I'm going Giga first, right? Because this is 14 speed. into my 307 speed. This is a 321 speed Luna, right? Equivalent of a 321 speed Luna. Not a lot of payers out there are going to beat this unless they get super lucky in speed RNG. And because you would seal any of the CR manipulators, this gives a 20% push, and Spear of Purification is only a 16 or 10% push, so she will never be able to cut. Luna and Ludwig will always go first. So this team is great for Spear of Purifications. What speed's my Ludwig? I think he's like 260. Again, he's speed tuned. You want to make sure that the order is Ludwig, then Silk. If the reverse happens, you need to slow your Ludwig down. I'm sorry, speed your Ludwig up or slow your Silk down. Because you want Ludwig on the cleanup crew. Let's see. Possible evasion artifact. Nope. Just because you're annoying as hell, I don't want to make sure you're dead. And then this kills everything. Now remember, the kill, push from sachets. These kills... Well, triple push from sachets, but, you know, I'm definitely going first. All my units are going first. Even the units at the back of the line wound up at the 50% mark. Ludwig's not on book. Why only 2 starting souls? Because I have found the damage boost that I get from Caladra outweighs any kind of book on him. Now, for RTA, he goes right back on book. But for PvE, man... That Caladra lets him kill things he would normally kill, and then I would have had to have soul burned anyway, and then the AoE works great. How to counter this? I hate the BBK Parsetti combo is one of my Achilles heels, especially with this asshole right here. I ran this defense for the longest time. It's a giant pain in the ass. I generally just go through it nice and freaking slow. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it is a toxic defense indeed. Any Frida guides? 20% slower than your fastest unit, and a little bit of bulk and effect resistance doesn't hurt. That's really it. You just the trick to Frida is speed tuning her in with your team. As long as this BBK goes after this C poly. If the BBK goes first, I could be in trouble. BBK goes first. Okay, we gotta check, right? We gotta check to see if there's no ER on this BBK and I can attack down her. It's worth the damage to check. Nope, it's an ER BBK. Well, ER BBK is good. ER BBK means it's very likely to not be a super strong BBK. Yeah, see, she barely tickled anybody. Unfortunately, this is going to strip my BBK because mine is not ER, and that's kind of stinky. That means BBK dead here. Oh, nice. Elbrus. This is winnable now because he's got the bad artifact. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, come on. That dual attack was uncalled for and I think cost me the win. Damn. 100% counter rate BB or Euthine too. Let's see if I can just... Don't like using this team into I think it'll work. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. It should work, right? It should definitely work. You. You. Yeah, Frida should push enough. Should. Here. Fuck. Here. This kills, so now I have more immortalities than BBK. This kills this. Okay, I win. Easy win. Melissa OP. Melissa OP. Ow. I can't lose now. I have more immunities. I have more immortalities than BBK does. Fine. We proc you again, and in using my S2, I get immortality again. What you gonna do, BBK? Who you gonna kill now? Bye, BBK. This team is great. It does not work into Child Senya and is a little tricky against Mort. You gotta be very careful because Sez is ice and he will struggle with killing Mort. Should be okay here. I just need to make sure I reserve Melissa for murdering Mort. Does it make sense for me to farm unrecorded and stock up for AP? No. It's the same amount of stigma to generate the same amount of AP. One thing that kind of has caught my eye, right, is one of the nice things about farming unrecorded is it didn't clutter up your inventory with a whole bunch of 1 and 2 star fodder friendship monster units. And if we're doing away with unrecorded and you can't farm AP in Eulogy, none of the books of memory missions make AP. So that means the only place to farm AP is going to be normal adventure, and we're going to have to deal with our hero inventories constantly getting flooded with garbage can monster units. So that's going to be a little annoying. But I'm going to have to kind of go through and redo the guide on what stages are the best to farm. Did they ever answer you on what's happening on Unrecorded being moved to Book of Memories? They didn't answer on whether or not it'll be permanently open, but the general consensus is that it's getting moved to Book of Memories. It won't be farmable anymore. It'll just be story content, so you can hear about the story of unrecorded history, you know, Ross saving Mercedes and all that kind of stuff. It'll probably cost 900 Skystones to open it, and it's not going to be a farmable stage. AP will not be generated there. So it's going away. It's basically what's happening. It's becoming like any of the other storage phases, just something that nobody's going to bother opening. Yeah, we need to be they're going to need to remove monster drops. It's going to be a common ask is, can we stop the monsters from dropping from normal adventure? What were we doing here? How far ahead is she? We're still within the push range, so I'm going to push back Mort to get some damage on the table here. He'll counter because he always does. You'll never be able to convince me that his counter rate on single target attacks is not bugged. Now, all you're losing with unrecorded history going away is the ability to farm unrecorded history. You're going to have to shift your farming to somewhere else. Eulogy for golden charms, regular adventure for AP. This turn order is wonky. Why is the turn? Oh, because I don't have Melissa on special artifact to make sure she goes first. This is unfortunate. Let's see. Damn. What's the best move here? I don't think I'll be able to extinct her. I need to have Melissa do this. And if he's Holy Sack, Melissa will have to hit him twice. I got to get rid of Harsetti. Pow. Okay. Burn. Here. This will trigger. Oh, victorious flag. We win. Even on a miss. Oh, yeah, we giga win. Okay. Ow. Just to be sure, you can take Fene from the 5-star selector from the update. How long ago was Fene? Three months? I don't think so. I don't think Fene will be available. Usually a 6-month window for new units. Yeah. And here's the other thing too. Another reason you won't be able to pick Fene is because they've got a pack up where you can buy Fene, and they're not gonna allow you to pick something that interrupts them selling a pack. So yeah, sorry, afraid not, man. She's too new. Will you hurry up and take a turn, you slow? Okay, there we go. All AP will be pulled together, correct. Chop. It was a little dodgy because I didn't have any way to kill with my S2, so I didn't get my multiple turns of immortality on my Melissa. Is it still in the shop? Yeah. They're not going to let you select a unit when they can sell you a unit, and this goes over top of that update, so yeah. So if you use 10 of my 12 bug charms, I could double dip. If they reset it, simple math. If you don't use your bug charms, you will get 17 from completion and 10 from conversion, assuming it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So you'll get 27, right? If they reset it, then you could go, you'll be minus 10, but plus 17, so you'll be 7 in the black. So if you gamble and you're right, you could wind up with 7 additional. If you gamble and you're wrong, you could wind up with 10 in the negative. Guys, that is the end of the stream. I got to go get the door. Thank you all for being here. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.